evening, everyone. Thank you. I apologize for being a minute late. No, I'm not late? Okay. All right, but anyhow. Okay. Oh, that's right. Well, good evening. Thank you, everybody, for being here for our Elder Care Committee meeting. And we're going to ask that the roll be called right now.
Sure, Ms. Chairwoman. McLaughlin.
Here.
Rosano. Here. Beston.
Here.
Larillier. Here. Platsky. Here. Ricard.
Present.
You snuck in. Robinson.
Here.
Conway.
Here.
And Whalen.
Here.
9 present, Madam Chairwoman.
Thank you very much. And I see we got a couple of guests here this evening. So our Madam Chairperson is here, so we'd like to welcome her here tonight to our meeting. And Mr. Beston, and got a couple other guests. When people come, you're all a part of the committee. So that's how I move forward. So I assumed that everybody was a member of the committee last time I had a meeting. So thank you for taking an interest. And with that being said, can we get a motion to accept the minutes?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
A motion by Mr. Beston and second by Ms. Whalen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion carries. Can we have the first order of business?
Sure. Item 2 is amending resolution number 366 of 2022 regarding congregate meal services for seniors. Commissioner Rattano?
Commissioner, welcome.
Thank you. We are back asking for an increase and to amend the amount of money that we had in LifePath by $8,897.27. And I think this is the same one that you tabled last month.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what it was.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Robinson had a question about the locations and how the funds were being distributed as well.
Yes, I mean, since then, I had spoke to separate residents at Livingston School. Life Passage, and they is being present. Their concerns, the reason of the low turnout for the meals is that they saying that it's not nutritious. They claiming that, the meals is canned goods and it's just not anything to get them out there, They, the houses that actually come, but they are showing up. I had spoke to part of the Life Path staff who was there. We had a lengthy conversation. So moving forward, I just, like I said, I'm bringing the concerns of the residents. They are being served. Their only concern is the meals itself is canned goods and not nutritious. So.
And the
Well-
quality of the meals is what
Right.
he seems to, the residents
The
are
residents is making
expressing.
that comment. That's
I can't say anything about that because it's passed by a registered dietitian, so their meals are set. So they're all approved meals. We don't have I don't know why we think we have a low turnout. We've got 35 people who eat there.
okay.
That's a good turnout.
Well, even in your conversation at the last meeting, I believe that you put on record that it was a low turnout over there.
But we checked the records and actually it's a high turnout. Because we were discussing lunch. And the truth of the matter was it was the residents who asked us to change the meal from lunch to dinner because some people were working. And so once we went through the records, we found we have 35 people that are eating in there. That is a good turnout.
And I commend other in your service and what you do, throughout the county with serving our seniors. Like when I look at the agenda tonight, it's just a lot of resources is being asked. But, in the community where I represent, because I'm on the front line, I have been on the front line with touching our seniors with nutritious, fruits, vegetables, ever since Matt Peter, may he rest in peace, with Feed Albany, right? He was a great champion for feeding the residents in my community. And even when Feed Albany nutritious program shut down, we still was working with the certain distributors, Trader Joe's being one of them, to making sure that we get fresh fruits and vegetables and poultry to the seniors, as well as fry hoppers. Within the last month, Trader Joe's decided to go with another organization for their distribution. That was a blow to the community. Just recently, Fry Hoppers just shut down 6 locations.
Yes,
That's
it did.
another blow to the community. So, what I ask, because like I said, I sit here and I see that, there's a lot of money that's being channeled, for our seniors. Someone, and I hope that your organization can step in and fill that need. Because our residents in our community, right now, we are voided because 2 major, partners no longer exist. So just this morning, I emailed the regional food bank, and I stressed to them, also my concerns. So whatever it takes for me to try to find the right contacts to make sure that these people is being fed, because the need is great, and it's really hurtful to know that, I'm trying to reach out to everybody to, like I say, to fill that void, because we, like I say, 2 major partners no longer exist in our community. So moving forward, I would just pray that, if you could, direct me in the right direction to try to meet the need for the residents in my community. That's all.
And I think as we go through all of these items that are on the agenda tonight, this is always a concern that we have on a regular basis when we do these, particularly when there's an increase in the funding that is being made available or being requested. And we ask time and time again, where are the resources being distributed? And many of us were at the Regional Food Bank a month or so ago when we took so many, I don't know how many thousands of pounds of food there that was donated by the legislature. So we know the need is out there. So we're just asking that, because I raised this question earlier as I was reviewing the agenda, where's the money going? And there was a void that was being filled by Mr. Robinson, and I know because not only did he do it at Livingston School, but all over the city, people were being helped by what Trader Joe's was doing in Fry Hoppers. With that being eliminated now for various reasons, we do have to find a way to make sure that this money is distributed equitably around the county. And wherever we can find, maybe we get to find some new partners. Maybe now we got to go to Gola, Price Chopper. Maybe they can come up in a different way than they have been in the past. And Hannaford, everybody has got to contribute. I applaud Mr. Robinson for the work that he's been doing. This is nothing new. As he stated when Matt Peter started Feed Albany, everybody got on board with that and also found other ways to contribute to that effort. So we want to keep that up because no one should go hungry in Albany County. And we want to make sure we do our part to make sure that that doesn't happen. So I'm going to ask at the top, because I don't want to ask every time we go to an item here. Some of the items are very small, less than $5,000 increase. But then there are others I noticed that like $25,000, maybe $30,000 increase. What's driving the increase? And where are these funds being distributed? Because I deal with people also in the community. They don't know anything about not only the food, but the other services that are written there. We don't have a senior services to speak up in the city of Albany. And we've been a little territorial here and have to be, because I look at the work that they're doing in Colony Senior Services and in other Ravenna and other outlying areas. They've got specified centers, brick and mortar places where people go and congregate and get the benefit of information as well as services. We don't have the benefit of that in the city of Albany. We've got to change that. But in the meantime, we got to make sure that these funds get to everybody who is in need. So I'm not going to ask at every question, but I do want, Commissioner, in the future, when we get this information, could you tell us where the money's going? So we don't have to ask this every month.
Well, I think that in the letter, it tells you where the money is going, and the rest of these are to accept money,
I know it is,
just to accept it.
no, I understand that.
We're not asking for,
I know it's to accept the money so
change.
that it can then be distributed. Yeah, so it's good to know that I can look down the street, he can go to Livingston School, or I can go to Southmore Towers, or I can go to senior building down on Green Street. So you guys getting any of these services? Not just the food now, I'm talking about the transportation services, the medical services, all the other things that are identified in these grants. Who's getting it? Who? And I'm not sure who that is. And is it because we're not doing a good, excuse my diatribe here, but I got to go on. Are we getting the information to the people so that they know that this is available to them in all areas of the county? I'm not sure that's happening. If it is, somebody help me. And I will help you get the information out. So that's what I think, the outreach could, if we can assist in the outreach, please let us do that.
well, we do a lot of outreach, I will say.
So
We get a lot of phone calls, and we help a lot of people, so,
Again,
but we're happy to go where else,
Excuse me,
wherever.
okay,
Can I ask a question, Madam Chairman?
yes, Mr. McCartney, then Mr.
Thank you.
Robinson.
I just want to understand this, Commissioner. So all you're asking for is $8,000 more
That's a
because you're
good
trying to provide more meals, is that correct?
Yeah, just to, yeah, that was what, it was the change in the amendment, right? Last time?
You're amending the existing
rest of-
contract because you needed
Yes.
$8,000 because you're trying to provide more
Yes.
meals, is that correct?
Yes.
So do we have, to go to my colleague's point, do you have a list, I don't want it now, at some point in the future where you can provide how many meals you're providing to Cohoes, Zohir, Albany?
Yeah.
Specific divvying up, Cohoes is getting X amount of meals, Albany, whatever, Colony is getting X amount of meals. I
We
think
sure
that would
can.
be helpful, because, and listening to my colleagues, I think they want to see it's equitably distributed, is that correct? So we want to see how it's equitably distributed, if possible. Not now, we got to get this through.
Yep, we sure can, we have to keep those numbers, so
Yes.
we have them.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Ms. Whalen, and then Mr. Robinson, I know you've spoken, so I'm just
Yeah,
going to
no,
let
I'm
you
just
speak.
in my same concerns
Wait,
with
can
my
I
colleagues.
speak? So the equitably distributed is one thing, but need is what I think Mr. Robinson is talking about is another, right? So I don't really, I mean, if there's a need in one place more than in another, then I don't think equitable distribution is right, because then the food would be wasted somewhere else. So how is it that you like, I'm curious to know, like, how do you kind of divvy it up or make sure that the needs are met? Not divvy it, like, you don't want it to be divvied up evenly. Because there
no,
are
you
needs
don't.
in other places that maybe Voorheesville might not, or New Scott, I don't, might not have 2 people, not 100. So how do you make the assessment, and it must ebb and flow, right, or life path, it must not always be consistently the same, it might be different in the hill towns than it is in the summer, or more of a need in the summer, wherever in the city of Albany, so like, how is that process?
Well, the process is an RFP process to begin with. So anybody who's listed, that we go, provides us with an RFP. So they say how many meals they're providing. Then they, all year long, they're keeping track of it in a New York State database system. So we're in that, we have to be able to track all those meals. So we can tell you how many meals you're getting, I was able to tell you, got 35 people who are eating at Livingston. That's a good turnout for a congregate meal site. You might have 100 people eating at the Beltron. Because, again, according to the Older Americans, I know I beat this horse all the time. According to the Older Americans Act, whoever shows up at your door, and I know you're tired of hearing this, whoever shows up at your door and they're eligible, which means they're 60 or over, gets to eat in that place. So, if I decide to go eat at Livingston, they're taking me. So,
They don't have enough food that day.
what if they don't?
Yeah.
People sign up.
We've never run into that, actually.
No, I wouldn't
People
think so.
provide ahead, people think ahead. They're able to forecast what they're doing. And a lot of people sign up in places before the day of the meal.
Okay, Mr. Conway had a question.
No, well, I was just, you guys know that it was over by 2,072 meals, right? And we know how many each center gets, so is there a way of telling where they were short, or no? Just curious. Like,
I don't know, was there a way to say, Patrick?
because they wanted equity.
I brought backup.
Yeah, so I didn't know if we could tell, if you could forecast the future of where more meals should be sent, so that, Livingston has enough, because we were over by 2,072, so I didn't know if there was a way
Yeah.
of showing that, that's all.
Livingston was not over by 2,000 meals.
No, it's just-
No,
Basically, what happened here is that LifePath,
Right.
our congregate meal program, basically, LifePath went over for certain reasons, and they went over across the board. It wasn't that one site. It was that they do multiple sites.
they have 11 sites, I think.
And it could be for many reasons why they did that.
Yeah, 'cause I don't wanna-
So that's an aggregate number
Gotcha.
for all of their places,
They grouped together.
not just Livingston.
Okay.
So, excuse me, Madam Chair.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Actually,
Yes, sir.
excuse me, your name? I'm sorry. Pat?
Yes.
Okay, you said that 11 sites. How is it possible that,
I said 11 sites.
okay, 11
9.
sites, I'm saying, is it possible, because it's like, again, with my colleague, it's not about the equal distribution, it's about meeting the need, okay? How can we increase the 11 sites once needs is identified in other senior complexes where these seniors is not only in food, like the Madam Chair said, it's just the services of being able to have the transportation to go to the market.
We've got good
I'm just talking about the
transportation.
services across the board, excuse me?
Albany County's got better transportation than the other counties.
No, and we know that. But the question and the concern is, do people know that? I'm telling you, it is that outreach. I know you guys, and I have nothing bad to say about the work that you do, because our department does great work. But we are demonstrating here that there is an even greater need to get the information out. We gotta add something on to what it is you're doing, because there are people who don't know they can get a ride to the market. There's still people who don't know. So let's do what we gotta do to make sure they know. There's still people who don't know that they can get some help with cleaning or those day-to-day chores that they have in the house. There's still people know that they don't know they can get help for that. So
Well, and not everybody can.
but those that can, I can't qualify for it, I know that.
Yeah.
And I'm a senior. But I also know that there are those who are seniors
That's
who do
sheltered in.
qualify and they don't know about it. So that's all let us help you get the word out.
That's all I ask.
And that's all, because I run into it as well. And,
Well, we're happy to arm you with whatever you think you need.
Yes, ma'am.
To
And so
go out and to.
we'll work together on it. We'll
and,
work, so just
to,
here,
give out our information.
it's
we
not
will
an
be happy to
indictment on the
deputize all
department,
of
just
you.
know that. We're not, that's all. So, and we've got several, I'm gonna let Ms. Plosky speak in a minute. But we've got a number of items and we're gonna group them so that, because we got 13 items on the agenda. But what we're talking about now addresses all of them. Okay? So I just want you to be sure on that. So we're gonna group the congregate meal items together. And we're gonna group the community services items. Is that correct? That will we be able to do that?
Yes.
Okay. And I saw a hand over here, Ms. Plotkin.
I was just gonna move to.
Thank you so much. So, can we move to,
For the congregate meals, you wanna do those?
do the,
So we're gonna do a motion, right?
we're gonna do a motion on number 2. Can I get a motion?
Sure.
Motion Plosky, second by Rosano. So now, moving forward with item, oh, I'm sorry, all those in favor? Any opposed? No, thank you so much, motion passes.
So the motion to group would be to group 3 through 5 and then number 7 as one. And this was all for the
Supportive services.
supportive services. Or I'm sorry, 3 through 7.
3 through 7 will be regarding supportive services. And so you will read them and then we will
Sure.
have a group.
3 is amending resolution number 278 for 2022 regarding Title B support services. 4 is amending resolution number 279 for 2022 regarding the 3C1 congregate meals program. 5 is amending resolution number 280 for 2022 regarding the 3C2 congregate meals program. 6 is amending resolution number 281 for 2022 regarding the 3D medication management program. And 7 is amending resolution number 282 for 2022 regarding 3E elder caregiver support services.
Is there any discussion on any of those? Anybody have any particular questions? If not, we'll call for a motion. Mr. Ricard?
We have to group them? So group, so I'll make
Yes.
a motion to group all those items.
Second.
And second by Ms. Plosky. All those in favor, is this just a grouping or
Yep,
is this
just
the
a
vote?
grouping.
This is just on the grouping. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much. Now, we will call for the vote. Is that
Need a
correct?
separate motion.
We need a separate motion on that.
Separate
move
motion,
to-
Ms. Plosky?
Yeah.
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Ricard. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you so much. So now we're moving on to item number 8.
Yep, and we can move to group 8 through 12.
And you read the titles.
Yep, and
please.
this is item 8 is amending resolution number 283 for 2022 as amended by resolution number 271 for 2023 regarding the community services for the elderly program and amending the 2024 Department for Aging budget. Item 9 is amending resolution number 287 for 2022 as amended by resolution number 272 for 2023 regarding the wellness and nutrition program and amending the 2024 Department for Aging budget. Item 10 is amending resolution number 286 for 2022 as amended by resolution number 273 for 2023 regarding the expanded in-home services for the elderly program and amending the budget. Item 11 is amending resolution number 284 for 2022 regarding the health insurance information counseling and assistance program and amending the budget. And then item 12 is amending resolution number 360 for 2022 regarding the New York Connects expansion and enhancement program and amending the budget.
Can we get a motion to group? Ms. Plosky? Second by Rosano. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you so much. Motion carries. Now can we get a vote?
A motion.
A motion. I'm sorry. I'm moving kind of fast here.
Can I ask a
Rosano?
question?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Okay, on number 11, as
Mhm.
far as the insurance program is concerned, who does that? Is it your office who does
The health insurance?
yeah,
Yeah, high cap, we now contract with Statewide Senior Action Council,
okay,
and they do that, and you'll see we're authorizing the agreement with New York State for MIPA, which is number 13, which haven't gotten there yet, but they're both done by Statewide Senior Action Council.
okay. Thank you.
That went up $543. That's funny. That's a small number, I'm just laughing at it. So can I get a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Ricard, second by Mr. Conway. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you so much. Item,
Item 13 is authorizing an agreement with the New York State Office for the Aging regarding the Medicare Improvement for Patients and Providers Act grant. Commissioner?
Yeah, that's our MIPA, and the grant award is for $26,000, and that would go to Statewide Senior Action Council because they also do that education for the Medicare.
anyone else got a question? If not, can we get a motion? Mr. Beston, second by Ms. Rosano. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you so much. Can we get a motion to adjourn? Mr. Beston, second by Rosano. Thank you so much for the robust discussion. I appreciate it.